Good morning, good evening, and good day. Thank you so much for watching AtkPwr Gaming. Today we're diving into match one, well, game one of my match against Protoss of the SDL YouTube channel in the July monthly tournament semifinals. If you enjoy this content, please hit that like button, subscribe, and consider joining us on Patreon if you want to improve yourself at Steel Division 2 faster, get access to the Discord, get replay reviews along with coaching as well. Let's dive right in. So here we are. This is the first game of our match. It's a three-game match. Wow, I'm really messing these words up. It's a three-game match for who's going to go to the finals and play Nord. So not like the finals are going to get much easier. So I chose first this game. So picked division first. He counter-picked me. And I picked 26th Strelki, and Protoss picked one of his favorite divisions, 4th Alpine. I started playing 12-6. I was actually really enjoying it, so I decided to give it a rumble here. But a good counter pick by Protoss because 4th Alpine has some pretty good air force, and all I have are a couple of 37 mil for defense. And yeah, so not the best AA, but that's okay. Definitely can still be fought off for sure. Diving in here is first we're going to do my spoiler. So if you don't want to hear the results of the match and my thoughts beforehand, skip now to the time indicated below. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this game doesn't go super well for me. I got to stop leaving this division open to Protoss. He plays it really, really well. I do not respect this division enough because when I use it, I suck. But these freaking Pioniri in this division are just so disgustingly good. Anytime they're in a fort, they will kill anything. It doesn't matter what you throw against them. It's very, very frustrating. And of course, I even brought in, so I picked 26, and then he picked freaking 4th Alpine, and I knew I was screwed right away because his air force is strong, and I knew he was going to aggressively attack my AA with his light artillery, and then he was just going to air spam me to death. And then I made a number of stupid mistakes that AA got killed. Like I even brought in AA early, knowing that this was going to happen. I even called in a fighter too. So I called in 2 pieces of AA and a fighter. I did this because I felt comfortable with the speed bonus. So at the beginning, I knew my PTRSs and Ognemichikis were going to like get ground early so that I could basically bide time to call in more reinforcements while I at least had some AA and stuff up. And, you know, it was the right call to have AA early. It definitely wasn't wrong, but then I just screwed the pooch from there, lost both those early pieces, and he just punished me, as I knew he would if I let that happen, and I did. And yeah, and things just keep rolling downhill from there. It doesn't get better. Pretty frustrating. I felt like I lost in the pick bans again. I often feel that way against Protoss because he just knows the game so well that no matter whatever division you pick, he knows what division exactly counters it, and it can be very, very challenging to find a division, you know, to ban all the divisions he's good with and to leave something open for yourself that actually succeeds. So if you left for the spoiler, here we are back. So up on the screen here, you'll see Protoss's 4th Alpine. Pretty standard. He made a whole video about it, so go check out his channel if you haven't already. And he outlines exactly how he builds this deck. So I had a good idea of like what he was going to be bringing in, but I know the division, so it's not like I didn't have any idea. Lots of light armor and stuff, and of course those stinking Pioneers. The Pioneers to me are like the highlight of that division. They're basically I would say they're the best close range unit in the game. The only one that's maybe close to that group is Akshisi from 358th, I think. But otherwise, these guys are just disgusting. And then hopping over to my deck, 26 Strelki build. It's honestly a division that's really not been on my radar, but it is quite good. The issue with it is a weak AA tab. You know, definitely can hurt, and you don't have the greatest fighters to make up for that. So that aspect definitely can be challenging, but otherwise it's quite strong. Oh, pretty good tank tab, and good Russian infantry, good rates and everything. Now that they're pretty solid. So yeah, let's dive right into this game here. There we go. So Protoss calling in an off map early here. I did call in some early AA knowing that Protoss was going to try to bully me with his air, so I decided I would invest a lot of points early. And the reason I felt comfortable doing this is because since I have such a huge advantage in speed, this division is extremely slow. The Alpine, they have these 60 km/h Dovunkas, which just suck. They're terrible transports. So I knew I was going to get there first, which meant I'd have a chance to like pick up some ground, and then he'd have to fight it back, which would give me time to call in reinforcements. And I was hoping, you know, with the support weapons in, it would really help. And it was the right call, because right away then he calls in, you know, his off map, and hopefully we can take it down here with the things. And my PTRS misses, which really sucks, but I do kill something down here. Can we take that off map down? Unfortunately, no. Now, this was a big mistake here. Didn't see that this thing was coming right down the road. Again, the A was the right call. He's already got 2 planes. But I left it out on the road. It stopped. And then I didn't even see the pack shooting. And the pack is going to kill this ZSU, and I'm going to be down. I only have 6 pieces of AA. This division does not have much AA, and I've already lost 1. I did get into this town here, so that was good. It's trying to sneak a PTRS around. Down here, his 20 mil is hurting my PTRS quite a lot. I do the Gavardia DP with their own PTRS, so I got something over here. I have AA down here too, expecting some sort of bombing. Strzemowiki Rocks should be able. These guys, the reason I picked this division was I did have an idea that he might pick Alpine. I left it open in the pick spans, which I should not have, but I did. And I decided, okay, this division at least has a tool against it in the Strzemowiki Rocks. You know, the double flamer, quite strong. They're about the only thing I have that can put up against those things. Of course, my DP totally misses. We do get a hit there, though. But unfortunately, now he fires his first burst. And the second doesn't do anything. Basically, we miss. So, yeah, not good. My troops here get pinned and such from the off-map. The off-map does pretty good damage. Kills a couple machine guns and such. My Zis 3 here, chunking that. But now we have our Focke-Wulf 190 coming in. And going to kill that. And, of course, because of my massive flub here at the beginning, I have no AA. Did call in a Yak 9B bomber, mostly as a fighter, but then, you know, that I could use as a fight bomber then. But luckily for me, he flies over my ZSU M15 down here. Unfortunately, I fly over his 20 mil, which I kind of forgot was there. And unfortunately, my ZSU changes targets, the ME410. So I use my Yak 9, and he loses nothing. So very bad trades in this guy, and that's where I need to be trading well, because those airplanes are going to kill me later. He grabs 2 flags over here, making it 14-10. Now, of course, these will go away once I call something in, which I am now. But this is going to be an extremely hard chunk of troops to work through. I did call in these 50 mils. That was my other counter to these Pioneeri. So the plan was every time that the Pioneers would show up, I would bomb them, and then I'd be able to surrender them successfully. And down here in the south, that strategy actually works pretty well. Now, I do notice he's coming after my ZSU with his stuff because he knows it's there, and he is aggressively targeting these things. And I do bring in some Gavardia DP to maybe try to kill those. I do not move my ZSU far enough because I'm afraid of some sort of AT over here, like a PaK 40 or something. Another 190 coming in, bombing my sniper that was in the church tower here. PTRS did take out something, I feel like. Guess not. Thought it did. Still 14-10 though. This is exactly where Protoss wants to be, and trying to run him away. He does get away, but he's going to keep getting chased around the corner here. Very bad for me. Those 50 mil mortars not doing the job just yet. Letting him come into my Strzemowiki Rocks, because he still has some ranged weapons here, so like I can't totally catch him at range. Gavardia DP. Hopefully we'll unload in time. Strzemowiki, that's a 3-star Strzemowiki against these Pioneeri. So it should be a win, I would think. So it is, thankfully. So I am able to get the best of one of them this time. Fortunately, he does still get around. My DP misses in the key moment that it needs to hit desperately. He gets out of range. The 37 mil doesn't kill this thing, and it gets and kills. And now I have no AA and still 5 minutes till phase B and no more AA. So you can see things are going super duper well, but that's okay. Still plenty of time. I'm not like overwhelmed. It's back to a 12-12. I just need to try to survive now phase A with no AA. Which I think I can do. I have totally broken down his force down here, which is awesome. I didn't realize how little he had here at this point, but unfortunately he has successfully killed all my AT weapons, And here I am being an idiot, walking a Stremaviki rocks across this open ground for this Autoblinda to basically kill. Which is very disappointing, because I don't have infinite numbers of those Stremavikis. I do not have as many of those as he has Pianiti. Now, this PTRS did sneak out and kill both of these, this Autoblinda and the Recon car, so that was awesome. Big, big kills for me there. He can hold this forest all he wants. If he can't come out of it, it don't really matter to me. T-34 coming in here. The only thing with some AT is nothing. So, I do have a chance there with that. Panzerschreck sneaking around. I do have a Gavardia here because I don't know why. Because I knew there was something in here because of the bulge. So I had called this in. So hopefully he cuts him off. Here comes that off map again. Not a great drop this time. It'll of course do damage, but not a great drop. Another Stremaviki and a Gavardia coming down here. I definitely need to grab this flag. There's no reason I should be missing this. And if I grab this, I'm actually going to be winning. And for the moment, it looks like I've eaten through most of his Pianiti. I did lose my Ognamachiki here to these Pianiti. And I don't feel safe just driving my T-34 into the middle of all this. PTRS sneaking up here finally. JU-87, though, coming in, going to take out my T-34E, which is really bad because my tanks can really hold him off. He doesn't really have... You know, he doesn't have much to kill my tanks otherwise. I'm actually not sure how he's seeing it. Because these are all cutting... I'm not sure how he saw that. Stremaviki Rocks gets wiped out by the double Pioneeri. No chance. 190 coming in for something. Off map, doing more damage than I thought it would. Yak 9 taking on 2. These G55s are really, really good. They're very flexible. They turn really fast. Very dangerous units. I am able to get on the back of this 190 here, and I actually do take it out, which is a big kill for me. I'm happy to lose my fighter to kill any of his planes. A little bit of air micro from me does save my Yak 9, though, so I don't have to lose anything. It's actually 13-11, so yeah, I was able to turn it around here. Things are going a little bit better. Almost done. Getting close to the finish of A phase here, so I can get some more AA and hopefully stabilize. Sapati and Gavardia coming in, DP coming in. The DPs really have no chance in this woods, but it's better than nothing. Probably should have called some more infantry into the middle here, kind of maybe secured this up a little bit, but he doesn't have a lot of push power here to start, so... Sapati take out one of these Alpine. The thing with the Alpine is they only have 8 health, so these grenades kind of like kill them. Almost all the way, most of the time. Oh, Yak 9 got caught from behind by the G55. I call in another Yak 9, trying to contest the skies here a little bit. I go after the JU-87 because I do not care about his fighters. I care about this thing. And I am able to take it out, and I'm going to lose my fighters because of it. Worthwhile trade, I think, but I'm basically out of fighters as well. I think I have 1 repairing. But only a minute left to survive. Lost my Gavardia DP in both locations, basically. He called in his second off-map up here. My PTRS does go down. It did some great work. But I don't have enough here to hold, so I do fall back immediately. Sapperty can at least put up a fight, and luckily he mispositioned his flamer, so I was able to get them. Since I left this Gavardia down here, his Panzerschreck ran into it. I didn't even notice this happening. There's too much other stuff going on. My Sapperty clear out the rest of the Alpine in here, so that keeping it out of 12-12, which is great. Mispositioned my troops again. This Autoblinda gonna do tons of damage. I do fall them back in time at least. This thing doing so much damage to me for no reason. Very bad on my part. Now he's just G55s, which have enough firepower to at least suppress things on the ground to, well, do exactly that, suppress things on the ground. And if you look here, I'm looking very thin. Looking very, very thin. Otherwise, I mean, not terribly compared. Like, he only has these units. Here, my 50 mil mortars finally doing what I intended them to do. Pinning down these Pioneeri. He ended up in range of my Gavardias anyway. If I had noticed, I would have pushed him forward to try to surrender that. Unfortunately, though, he's made a big push now, and now this is where problems definitely start to unfold a little bit more. Luckily, again, my Gavardia are still here, so his Panzerschreck does die. That would have been bad to lose more troops that way. And now he calls in his first light artillery of the game. Sapperty taking out these guys, and these guys are actually quite good, so killing a squad of those is definitely not a bad thing. They, of course, have no chance against the Pioneer. And since he doesn't really have any armor, my Gavardia DP are able to drive up relatively safely. He's got a whole bunch of infantry coming in here, though. I moved up my Gavardia DP in the hopes that maybe this thing would finally die. And it finally does. It's a miracle, everyone. Wonder of wonders, miracle. Got a little support from the Maxim, helping to pin some of this stuff, get it out of the transport before it can fully get to the forest here. Did stop the Pioneer out in the open. I wish I could get some more shots on that. Sniper is taking some shots, so that's wonderful. And the Maxim's able to support my Sapperty here. Does get the grenade off, and hopefully with the Pioneer on top of that, wow, double hit. That is fantabulous. That was very, very lucky. Still a 12-12, so I'm feeling pretty good. We're in Phase B. I'm not too far behind here. You know, I finally have some air power again. I'm able to take out that Pioneer. I don't even care that it only had 2 men. That's worth it. Anytime I can kill one of those. He is calling in his first major AA, though, here, this 90 mil, and these are very, very strong. Kept my Yak-9 flying around down here, trying to hunt for some stuff. In case he flew something out. Decided to fall it back a little bit, but I didn't want to call it all the way back in case this ME-410 flew over top. Did call in another ZSU here, and I am now in the town pretty securely. And things seem to be going pretty well for me so far. It's not great. I got pushed out of this town, but, you know, doing pretty well. I'm not trading wonderfully. I'm not playing fabulously, but I'm doing well enough. 90 mil, unfortunately, sees my 45. Doesn't look like I'm going to see it in time. Maxim taking damage from these artillery. He now has 4 of them. So they're really going to start throwing down some fire. We're already 3 minutes into B phase, so his Maverick income is starting to give him the advantage it's designed to give. My 50 mils are actually doing still some great work in holding off any sort of push. And I do have plenty of armor now, so these auto blindas should not be able to just completely bully me anymore. With the ZSU out again, I at least have some air cover. So he can't, like, free have at me here. Able to scare that off, and I'm immediately going to be moving this very consistently. And this is what I would have done with the first one if I hadn't got it stuck on a road. And you can see he's immediately targeting that AA. He does not wait. So that'll be moving momentarily. Finally takes out that 45 mil I had hanging out there. Apparently I didn't move this. I guess I was being even dumber than I thought I was. He doesn't even have radio, but he will still attack it anyway. Sapperty, unfortunately, are now out of grenades, but man, have they done some work. With no radio, it's relatively safe, but that doesn't mean it's safe. Sherman Rock's coming in here. Now, unfortunately, he has finally called in some light armor, and that takes out one of my units, which does suck. Get his IS-2 in. I wanted to reposition it on this road to kind of, like, shoot at this. Got my Shermaviki coming in. If I can kill this, that's a big kill because that also removes the radio from this area. At least it backs it up a little bit. T-34 is still the big dog on campus here. ZSU in as well over here, and I'm able to stop that bombing run. And it dies to one of these light tanks. So that's another AA loss to stupid play. And the 190 is not even going to go down to this. And unfortunately, this 75 mil now is supporting his troops. But my Shermaviki's almost find the leader. See if we can't take this out. And we do. That's lovely. His light armor's looking to find this, and there's not much I can do about it. Still 12-12, though. The longer I can hold through B, the better. Protoss is building up a lot of his support troops, though. Now he's got AA, he's got artillery now, constantly firing. I have lost another, so I'm down to 3, basically. So this time I call it in this way to plug it in over here. So I at least have 2 pieces, and I'm saving the last one. I have one more after this, basically, for the south, most likely. If I had known this is all he had, I mean, obviously I could have pushed forward, killed this, and captured this flag. It would have been huge to relieve some of the pressure up here. T-34 in position now to basically pound some of his positions up front here. I definitely need some more infantry. I do have a sniper, another tank coming along with some more Gavardia. Here comes that ME-410. I thought this was out of charges. I think it is, unless he has another one somehow. GSU takes a blast at that 410, drives it off. This time now I'm finally moving it. So now you'll see me start to micro these all the time every time they fire. I guess I forgot before. Hopefully these Sapri can do the job. It looks like they can because his Alpine Faust is moving. So this Sapri doing the work. Giving the hands. Always an ME-410 in the sky. Yak 9 coming in. It's targeting this because I thought this still had a charge or something. So I didn't kill this 410 that I probably could have. With the double ZSU, though, I should be obviously safe from these fighters. I do think I tell them specifically to keep attacking this one so they don't auto-change. Remember, your units will automatically fire at whatever has the lowest suppression. Nope, no luck for me there. So I really just not caught a break in terms of any lucky shots here. ZSU, you can see him moving. This is necessary at this point. A few minutes left. Unfortunately, he did kill my 2 Gavardias over here. I guess he used the auto blinda to support. Backing up my Saperi Komroti. Bring up another Stremoviki Rock, so that should lock that down pretty well. Definitely am not using my 50 mils aggressively enough. T-34 kills both those light units, but then dies to the 75 mil here. Gavardia getting bullied by these stupid... I've seen a number of people use these things. Apparently 10 points for 2 machine guns is the way to go. I mean, that is really good value. I can't deny that. It is really, really good value. Now he's moving in his... These are actually like medium tanks, really. They have the punch power of light medium tanks, like low-end medium tanks. I always forget that this area has open space, so I should have set the Strafniki up right here where they could at least stop the Pioneeries, and instead I throw them into the forest. That's just dumb. And now he sends a horde of light tanks over here, and I don't really have anything to stop him right now. And this T-34 I do bring over to try to kill something. This auto blinda needs to die, and it does. But unfortunately, the line does not crumple the way I feel like it should. I mean, it does. Oh yeah, I guess it does. Unfortunately, the T-34 already takes a hit. These things are definitely capable of penetrating and killing it. He's got a whole bunch of guys coming up, though. This does not last long. But it's still 12-12. B phase is almost over. T-34 is dead now. These guys just overwhelmed it. And another wall of light tanks over here. And a huge mass of infantry. Easily overwhelms my defenses here. And yeah, Protoss takes some good positions here. Bringing my Yak 9 to try to pick off some of this. Do get the bombs off. Totally missed, though. 13-11 to Protoss. 14-10 now to Protoss, and now he's pushing hard into the town. Sapri Komroti failed to fire their Panzerfaust. I'm able to take it out, though, by hopping it out of the building really quick. Keep it alive when the building collapses. KV-1E coming in. Trying to... Totally missing, of course. Can't seem to catch a break on hits this game. Gavardia go down. Sapri are going to get pinned here momentarily. Another miss. Come on, bro. What are you doing? Turret stuck, so, I mean, that's a plus. Positive. KV-1E should be able to kill these. T-34 did not move out far enough, unfortunately, to help do this. Now my turret is stuck, and it goes down to the P-26s. Over here, T-34 against these P-26s. He's captured this as well. It's now 15-9. This is definitely bad. I'm able to take out one of them, though, finally. So finally making a little headway, killing all these light tanks. Yak 9B, the better one. 4B. Yeah, 9B. Come in to kill these Pioneeri. So one does go down, and that was the healthier one, so that's definitely a plus. P-26, T-34, can we do the job? It actually does. 2 190s coming in, though, to take out my T-34, which they will be able to. ZSUs have been moved around again, but I'm about to run out of ammo on the one, which is bad. It's basically it being dead, for the time being at least. Tons of troops in. We suddenly see this just outpouring of troops, and it's a 15-9. I'm heavily pushed back. Strelki Rock's in a good spot, though. These Pioneeri, though, very, very dangerous, and they will overwhelm. 2-1 will overwhelm that. T-34 somehow missing at freaking 600 meters of range. Not his, though. There we go. Hoorah, it's a miracle. Got a Zis-2 in Zis-3 here in position to try to, you know, stop any massive attacks again. Still feeling pretty good. I should have a good chance. We're out of B phase now, so income should start pulling into my favor, but it is 14-10. And you can see there's a big differential between blue and red right now. We just do like a big one of these. A lot of blue compared to not so much red. P-26 over here killing off my infantry. The Maxim's actually just kind of hanging out behind this building. Oh, it's in the middle building, sorry. Strafniki here. These guys should do very well at range. I should be able to easily overwhelm them. Another blob of light tanks, though. ZSU out of ammo, so that basically it's dead for the moment. There's those 50 mils doing what the meme mortars are meant to do. Yak 9B coming in, killing one. That's a big kill for me. These guys are just so deadly, like I've mentioned. Anytime one can die, that's a big deal for me. Lost my Stremaviki, though, because of 2 of them. More infantry coming in. KV-1E in a nice position here to kind of cut off his dudes just driving by. Fortunately, it just keeps re-aiming at different targets, so it kills nothing. KV-1E over here taking on this horde of light tanks. Should do fine. It's got pretty thick armor. 110 millimeters, so should be basically indestructible to these things. Yep. Light tanks falling one after another. 2 Stremavikis coming in here. Should be able to clear out this forest. 15-9, though, on that double tick again. 90 mil, taking good shots at me. It shouldn't have a line of sight, but it magically does. There is no angle here where that has a line of sight. So that's baloney. Now, yep. That was total crap. Yep, I'm calling it crap, because it was. Studebaker coming in, because I need both of these ZSUs to be firing. There is absolutely no question about it. More troops coming in, a whole bunch of light tanks, but this time I do have some light AT to actually fight them off. In the center here, though, I am crumbling. I don't have much here. 59, I've had to use tons of units all over the place to try to hold all these positions. Fortunately, Bomber hits my Strafniki, and my troops are... my AA is retargeting over and over again. Yak 9 in to try to kill this 190. Unfortunately, between the 20 mil and the 90 mil, not much I can do. Finally have this ZSU back up and firing. Should be able to stop this 190 from bombing, and I do successfully do that. Have recaptured this 14-10, got rid of the double tick, lost a fighter though, and as we know, I need those desperately. Gavardia DP able to kill off this Alpine momentarily, I would think. Triple tank though, I'm very scared because if he finds a line on this thing, luckily he doesn't notice it, and I do notice the line, so I am able to dodge out of the way for now. Very dangerous spot, though, for my AA. And he would like nothing more than kill more of that. $14-10, though. Wish I could have pushed in. I mean, there's not really a way for me to push in. All this green cover kind of blocks your tank, so it comes around, and I didn't know what was in these woods. Was able to take out that JU-87, which is huge, because that's one of the only ways he can actually kill my tanks right now. KV-1E coming in to try to kill this light armor. I'm trying to move the ZSU into places that he can't find it. Unfortunately now, my Sapari Komroti is found. I left him up here in order to kill any tanks that drove by with the Panzerfaust. He's got this Alpine Faust here, though, that's able to hold this line, and now he's got a big attack down here. Meme mortars doing their job. Like I said, this is why I brought them in, specifically for killing these dudes. And in this case, it did work out quite well. I'm hoping these DPs can take out this light armor. That's the concept here. But it is thicker than I thought it was. Unfortunately, though, I can't move any infantry out into here because of this 90. Strafniki able to get a couple shots off on this M14. ZSU, though, gets spotted, but it doesn't get killed, luckily for me. T-34, with the tracks broken, does kill that. It's in a dangerous spot, though, because its tracks are broken. It cannot turn its armor, but it is able to take out that light gun. So some great trades for me in there. Definitely a chance. Now, what I did forget again, the Autoblinda can drive through this green. There's open area here. So he's driving this in, and I have my AT is back here because I'm thinking, okay, the Shermaviki's got this locked down. But they don't, because of this open space. I thought this was just, always forget this is not solid forest. And now my Shermaviki rocks are going to get just wiped out, which is an awful loss, because I don't have many of these left, and they're the only thing that can still stand up to these Pioneeries in the forest. Now, these stinking M14s have pinned my guys down. Luckily, they don't surrender, because, of course, I have the Sapari Kumroti here. And I guess I'm just not watching, because otherwise I could just move this forward and kill these things with the Panzerfaust on these guys. FW coming in. Unfortunately, by now, I did finally lose that ZSU I was so desperately defending, so I'm now down to 1 AA piece. Not a lot I can do. I did call in a big artillery to try to start to, you know, bomb somewhere, but it's 16-8 now. Despite good trades and stuff, I just couldn't pull it back together yet. Still a good chance, though. Like, I still have time. I mean, I'm down a lot of flags, but one of them is definitely a tenuous hold for him. And this one doesn't feel like a stronghold. Like, if I kill these couple infantry, I should be able to recapture this. And this one just infuriated me. But if we look here, it's a lot of blue still. Lost my leader, so I'm calling in a KV-AV5 coming in now. This should be able to very easily kill anything. Double fighter just floating around in the air. Fortunately, Strafniki going to get wiped out here and probably surrendered. Big loss for no reason. Yep. And now I have no way, because I used up all my meme mortars. I have no way of getting into these Pioneeri. And they're even going to see these Shermaviki rock. I think this is like my last squad of them. You can see I'm trying to hit my AA, but I continued to move that. I'm able to force him out. I'm hoping with the double DP I'm going to be able to kill this M14. This is my last one. I forgot I had one more. But I didn't feel comfortable bringing it up here because it's just so, like, there's so much stuff that he could come get me with. And this is definitely the weakness of the 26. There's just not a lot of AA, and these ZSUs do not perform super duper well. 37 mils are fine when you can call in a bunch of them, and, you know, they're good when you call in a bunch. When you can only call in a few, they're not good. Artillery coming down on this woods. I'm trying to take out these Pioneeri, but now we'll see how just disgustingly efficient they are at close range. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I know the Autoblinda was there to help a little bit, but my god, that was ugly. That was just ugly. He's killing off my infantry over here, and again, I can't really push now. I did finally run out of HE shells, but he's got supply coming up to keep that thing firing. Got a KV-85. I'm going to try to do something with some armor to stop this. KV-85 over here, the idea was to, like, attack from this side. Lots of infantry. I was able to take out that M14, so I should be able to re-grab this flag momentarily. So that's a plus. We are now well past his income advantage. But he's doing a good job of keeping me off, and unfortunately, the Ju-87 does get a kill. I had retargeted, I guess, these to try to stop them from bombing. It didn't work. I should have just fully targeted the Ju-87 to kill it. KV-85 now in position, hitting some of these infantry over here. I do have this flag. Still 16-8 though. I'm down to 6 minutes left to survive. I did start to fire this thing and he's already artying it back. I was hoping because it's like a, you know, like a vehicle, you know, it has a little bit more survivability generally speaking. But when the artillery lands right on top of it in perfect shots like that, you know, it doesn't last long. Bringing in some off map. Got to do something here. Try to crack the shield here. Unfortunately, another Pack 40 hitting my KV-85. That's basically the only thing he has. The Ju-87 and this are the only things he has that actually can kill these. And it does. It does that job. Back to a 15-9 though. I am dragging it back slowly. Gavardia DP failing to kill this Auto Blinda again. And we finally got it killed. So that's a plus. Somehow I don't see him. Got an off map coming in. Trying to kind of blob Gavardia DP these guys out. Needed more armor though. Do have a wave of Yak 9Bs coming in now to try to overwhelm the 90 mil, but he misplaced his reinforcements, so the 90 mil is not reloaded yet. So now the bombs are coming down to kill these, and unfortunately though, this last one survives, so I am not able to push forward. What a bad stroke of luck. Still got this AA alive, though. I have managed to micro this thing to survival, but I can't get back into this forest because of these stinking Pioneeri. I'm going to try here, and it's going to go as you imagine it may go. I don't know why I had to get so close to see these guys. Something about this line of sight was stupid. This is what ticks me off about Kostritsa. There are some really dumb line of sights. Oh. And he got a whole bunch of free pinning. Ugh. Back to a 16-8, unfortunately. There's so little left here, and I just don't know that that's all that's left. The artillery is helping keeping my troops back. Yak 9B does drop its bombs. Misses, I believe, whatever it was aiming at. Gavardia DP getting some shots off on this Alpine commander. Leader, I mean. And maybe able to hold off that 190 successfully. 90 mil, though, now in position to kind of stop any reinforcements. Left the APCR on, but I'm still able to kill that light tank. So he forces off my Zist 3-gun. Feeling pretty good down here. This is a pretty solid. I should have moved this thing forward to actually give them that. I didn't realize. Should have realized how nothing was actually here. Could have captured this back, got it back to a 14-10. He's using his artillery to effectively keep me from actually really pushing my infantry forward. And now he's got this Pack 40 in this position as well. So I can't even, like, free use a tank up here. I mean, I could have moved one right here and I would have captured this back. Oof. Oof. Ugh. Do have a KV-1E coming up to try to do just that. Yak 9B coming in, though, to kill this leader, and totally missed. Didn't realize that it missed so badly. Strafniki taking out this Pioneeri. That's huge. Like I said, anytime I can go into these, I am desperate to do it. Because you can just... I'm, like, scarred from these units. I am. I really am. I'm, like, scarred from these stinking guys. I'm finally able to recapture this back to the 1410, so I have a 5-minute tick again. My 203 is still alive. It does fire from time to time at things, but you can see... amazingly accurate, lands right on top of it. He's fired 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots, and at least 2 of them landed perfectly on target. Gotta say I was feeling rather unlucky with that. And of course, with these weird line of sights, he's still somehow able to see my Stremoviki rocks before they can get into range. Gavardia DP somehow don't see him, though. Am capturing this back, 13-11. Unfortunately, he takes out my T-34, and like I said, and he saw this 122. That sucked. Didn't notice that before. Should have kept targeting this. I think I re-targeted it, trying to kill it, but he's now going after this instead. Stremovikis are dead. Just dead. Just instantly dead. Pioneeri indomitable. Fortunately, with the 90 mil and the 20 mil, I cannot get this Yak 9B in that I desperately need. And I'm going to lose this again. And he's going to slowly creep his troops up here so that he can recapture this flag. He can outrange me very easily with the MG42s. I cannot move my KV-1E out because of the Pak 40 and the 90 mil. I now call in 3 Gavardia DP because I just fed up with it. Should have done this a while ago to just overwhelm this Pioniri. He is making an attack over here, and I, of course, have my leader out of position, so these guys are not even enjoying the strength they could have. Gavardia DP moving up to try to kill the leader. Only a minute 30 seconds left for me to survive. But I am quite overwhelmed here. I've lost most of my infantry in the middle here. I'm back to this back line here. So I have no chance of capturing this. He's sneaking these guys up, and I have nothing to actually get at him. His MG42 is easily killing this, so back to the 15-9. ZSU at least pinning down this G55. I'm able to throw him back here. Up here, I have no chance. Now, I don't know, of course, that he's out of HE shells. I do have a big force of guys coming in. Only 55 seconds left, though. 90 mil and Pak 40 taking shots at the KV-1. Gonna go down quite easily then. And the sky is full, and at that point, I decide to toss it in. I'm not gonna pull back. Great game to Protoss. He plays that division really quite well. You can see I traded like crap. 2,100 kills to 3825. Really quite bad. Really should have won that game based on how long it went. I easily outlasted the Mav. I wasn't actually really under pressure. Going into phase C, I wasn't down that many flags, and then I just fell apart. Some really critical micro mistakes, some really bad luck at times, and then just some poor macro choices in terms of calling things in and stuff from that point on, and I just was never able to recover. This was that Sapperty that just heroed in the forest. T-34E that did some okay work killing a bunch of these light tanks and stuff. You know, the T-34s did pretty well. Like, I was able to kill all these light tanks and things. Wow, this Gavardia DP could quite well as well. Loss-wise, I mean, this was down south, I think. Yeah, these were those ones down south that I just kept throwing troops into. It was really dumb. This was the off-map. It looks like it did really well, but it actually just killed a bunch of PTRSs. This is the 190 that survived for a while, so that did a ton of work. P80, look at that. Oh my god. G55, not too much from that, but it did do a lot of suppression damage and such. This 90 mil in the middle did a ton of work. More artillery here. P80 doing massive damage. Yeah, so I don't know. I honestly, watching the battle again, I definitely think I could have won with definitely avoiding some of those micro mistakes. Maybe a little bit better luck here and there, though I don't like to blame losses on bad luck because that's usually just a side effect of poor play. And definitely some better macro choices overall, with reinforcement call-ins and some certain pushes and things that I could have definitely done a lot better and bled a little bit slower and probably gotten back into that game. The micro killed me in the air with my AA and air units, and then the macro killed me on the ground with just many of my choices. So unfortunate. First game, though, goes to Protoss, so going to a game 2. This is a best of 3, so I do have, you know, if I can win game 2, I'll at least go into a game 3, which would be cool. So, hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and consider joining us on Patreon to get better at Steel Division 2, get access to Discord and all that cool stuff. Thanks a bunch, guys. Have a fantastic day.